right, so we're here with John Thomas, owner of John Thomas Jewelers. He's going to talk to us a little bit about how he got started in the business, why he does what he does.
So, started off in finance, probably similar to what you do, and ended up getting sick at the time. Went through chemo, couldn't work for a while, and had to start all over again and try to decide what I wanted to do, which is hard, when you're an adult and say, well, what do you want to do? We don't always know what we want to do. What I ended up doing was helping out part-time at a jewelry store in Buffalo, New York. I was from Niagara Falls. And that was what really, kind of spurred a little passion. I really enjoyed going and helping couples with engagement rings, helping them with anniversary gifts, and just making everybody happy. In my past career, people were never happy, no matter what you did for them. Either you lost them money and they were mad, or you made them money and not enough, and then they owed taxes.
Yeah.
And so, doing engagement rings was really kind of a nice, fulfilling thing. What's funny is I didn't say, okay, this is what I want to do. I said, okay, I'll do this until I figure out what I want to do. And that was almost 30 years ago. So obviously this is what I was intended to do. I did try another business on the side about 5 years ago, healthcare IT consulting, which was less interesting than that sentence. And just found my heart was in helping couples, helping people just get really a beautiful engagement ring without paying retail. It's always been my passion. So.
Yeah. And you were explaining, so focus is on bridal engagement rings.
Correct, yeah. This whole side of the store is all bridal, all the way around. We have over 2,500 bridal rings in stock to come in and try on. The largest selection of bridal in the state of New Mexico. What's interesting is with this much selection, you would assume most people pick something from what's sitting in the showcase that they can try on. But about 80% of our bridal sales are custom made, so we make them from scratch. We have design software, which isn't booted up yet, but we have design software where we can actually create it while you watch on the screen within minutes. Usually CAD design takes hours. No one's going to sit here for about 4 hours while you create the ring for them. This is something that you can create it in less than 4 minutes while they watch and input. They say, I want it wider, higher, different color. So there's so much freedom of flexibility with our custom design that about 80% of the time, it makes more sense for couples to do that. So.
Yeah. Well, maybe as soon as that's booted up, we can get a shot of it. And,
sure, I'll boot it up while we're talking. One of our huge competitive advantages is most of the bridal selection you see are made from their designer models. So it's not gold, it's not diamonds. We're not invested heavily in stock, so that when you come in, there's no motivation to sell you what's in the showcase. If you like the one you see, we make it for you in your finger size, per order. So if we're going to make that one, there's no barrier to us making it different. So if you decided you wanted a little, add a little design on the side, if you wanted to, engrave your name inside, if you want to add a little cross, just any little detail you want to add it, or you can just bring us a picture of exactly what you want and we'll make that. Most stores you go into, they don't do their own custom design in-house. That creates a little bit of a price disparity between the one in the showcase and the one you want made.
So they have to send that out somewhere, makes it more expensive when they have to do that.
Exactly, and we're actually one of those stores that they send it out to. On the other side of the wall, there's our shop. We have one of the bigger shops in the Southwest United States. We custom make and do repairs for several other jewelry stores.
Oh, wow.
So, again, being on the third floor of an office building, we don't pay retail rent. That is another huge advantage we have over competition. We are not trying to compete with local jewelers or chain stores. We are here making sure we compete with BlueNile.com, JamesAllen.com, with the biggest difference being you get to see it, try it on, and then you get a free lifetime warranty. So 10 years from now, when you need a tip re-tipped, or you need a side stone falls out, or you need it sized, we're here and we do it for free. None of the websites can say that.
Yeah.
And this is the design software. If you come in and you think you want a solitaire and we pull something up and you don't want any side diamonds, we can pull this one up and it looks kind of like what you're thinking you want. Pull it into the software. And it's first thing in the morning, so it's going to take just a second. What's neat is the library has about 10,000 changes you can make to a ring. So you say, okay, I like that little detail and I like everything about this, but I really want rose gold. Well, we just changed it to rose gold, and instantly it's rose gold. Then you realize it's a round in the middle. You actually wanted an oval diamond. Change it to an oval diamond. And you've been out retail shopping and realize our prices are half the price of the other stores. So you say, let's go bigger on the diamond. So we instantly make it bigger. Now you're wondering if it's going to sit a little bit high on your finger because the diamond's so big.
That's really cool.
We can model it on your hand. You see how it looks. Now you're thinking, you know what? I actually do want a little splash of diamonds on the side. And now there's diamonds on the side. We can take the hand back off. You can say, oh, I want them to go further down. So we come down here, say gem accent, and add them further down. They come all the way around to here. And all this took less than a minute. In freehand custom CAD design, that was about an hour and a half of what we just did. Most people won't sit here for an hour and a half to see how it looks with more diamonds on the side. And we understand it's a little bit of computerized parochial look when you're looking at this screen. Then there's also render software, and it takes a second to render up, but it gives you just this beautiful, realistic view of exactly what the ring's going to look like.
Oh, wow.
So, again, an advantage the other stores don't have. Typically, custom design costs 2 to 3 times what something in the showcase costs. If we custom make it for you, it costs less than buying it out of the showcase at any store in town. Again, a huge advantage.
What's the big reason for that? Compared to other stores?
It depends on quite a few things. If we make a custom design for another store, we're going to charge them what we charge them. They have to mark that up. There's no secret that business is based on profit.
Yeah.
If we make it for $1,000, they have to mark it up to say $2,000 maybe. If we're gonna make it for them for $1,000, we can make it for you for $1,000. It's kind of the same situation. Combination of lower overhead. We don't have a huge live inventory. My old company, we had $1.5 million in merchandise sitting in the showcase. So you're sitting on that waiting to sell it. When somebody comes in, you want to sell them that piece. When that piece sells, you have to order another one to fill the empty slot. So you're literally, carrying $1.5 million in value all the time. You either have to be wealthy to do that, or you have to have a bank line of credit that supports that. Well, right now, bank line of credit's about 8%, 9%. You can get it down to maybe 6%, but that gets added on to the price of the item, and it's added every year that piece doesn't sell. If you have a piece in the showcase for 3 years, you've added 8% a year. You've added 24% to the cost.
More expensive, not.
Yeah, huge, exactly. So that's why stores, they're so big on just selling what's in the showcase. Because we're sitting on about $60,000 in inventory. It's just an unbelievable advantage where we can quickly change and adapt. Our rent is about 90% less than some of the local retailers pay. All of that translates to giving us an advantage where we can compete with the online sites and deliver it to you for a price that we know is possible. If you see a diamond for $6,000 at a Kay's or a Jared's or Zales, even though those are all the same company, a lot of people don't realize that. That's something we sell for about $2,000.
Oh, wow.
A lot of people will say, well, how can you sell it for that? But the real question should be, if BlueNile.com and JamesAllen.com and BrilliantEarth.com, if they're selling it for $2,000, obviously it can be sold for that. The question more should be, why are they charging so much at the retail stores? So we've just found a formula that allows us to sell at the price that we know is, a fair price.
Yeah. Do you guys do a lot of online sales?
We do zero online.
Okay.
We're very fortunate to have experienced almost 1,000% growth over the last 5 years. Just keeping up with what's coming through the door is plenty. We're constantly processing custom and special orders and ordering things and designing things for customers. To add an online component would probably hurt our customer service with our local clientele, and really that's our focus.
Increase volume, but take away maybe some quality or
exactly. Yeah. If it's 3 weeks to custom make something for you, you're pleasantly surprised. Most people think it's going to be longer. If it's 10 weeks, because we have so many online orders, not everyone's going to wait 10 weeks.
Yeah.
So for now, I just want to focus on come in the door. Let's establish the relationship. I've sold engagement rings to couples 25 years ago, and their kids are now calling me. That's kind of cool on one hand because I'm now selling engagement rings to the children of my original customers. On the other hand, that means I'm getting pretty old, old enough to do that. But it's a relationship thing. You're not establishing a relationship with K's because it's going to be different faces there in a year or two. You're not establishing a relationship with JamesAllen.com. There is no James Allen. If you come in here and buy an engagement ring from us, and we design something for you, we want to see you every 6 months for cleaning checks, and then we're going to see you for wedding bands. We're going to see you for anniversaries. It's a lifelong relationship, and the barrier to that has been over the years. If you go to K's and you see it for $6,000, and you go online and you see it for $2,000, man, as much as you maybe want to shop local, that's just too much of a price difference. And a lot of people want to see it, before they buy it. But for $2,000 versus $6,000, I'll take a chance. I'll pay for it with my credit card. I know I can return it if I don't like it. If we're able to offer that same diamond for $2,000 locally, you get to see it first. That's the end of the story. Almost every single person that comes through that door ends up becoming a customer. So it's a relationship that we want to continue to foster. I could raise prices to $3,000, be half of the other stores, but then I have to raise my advertising budget to keep trying to create new customers. I think our prices are our advertising because we have so much referral business.
Right.
We're actually the only 5-star Google-rated jeweler in New Mexico.
Oh, wow.
We have 127 5-star reviews.
Yeah, that's huge.
And that's the old word of mouth. Nowadays you go on there and you start reading some of our reviews, and people said this was a great experience, better price, no pressure. That causes other people to come in.
Yeah.
If the review said they were pretty good and their prices were pretty decent, that's not as compelling. So, everything we do, we just say, okay, what can we do to make it the most unique experience of any jewelry store they go into? So.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, local is huge, and the competitive advantages and differences that you guys have,
correct,
is huge. What maybe pieces of advice would you give to new business owners, or somebody who's had their business for 10, 15, 20 years, entrepreneurs, business owners?
So, you're not going to come across an Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos that often. The word disrupt has become kind of a catchphrase, but, just disrupt your own business and your own thinking. It's very traditional for a jewelry store to be street level, to be either freestanding or a strip or inside a mall. Well, what can we do different? Okay, so we're on the 3rd floor of an office building with no sign on the building. That alone makes us very different. We've said, okay, you need this high retail rent overhead in order to attract the customer. No, you don't. Let's go to a really low overhead model and attract the customer through word of mouth, through Google reviews. So there's a little disruption there. Then, everybody in the jewelry business thinks the mindset is it's got to be in the case. They need to be able to walk in, buy it, and walk out with it. Well, I always felt like, no, that's not the case. If you establish the relationship and you can make them whatever they want, and you say, we're not going to take the size 7 and crank it down to a 4 so it fits your girlfriend. We're going to make it in a size 4. People will wait for that. So we've disrupted the chain of supply, in essence, by saying, we'll just make it. We're not going to have it sitting in the showcase waiting for you, hoping you come in and buy it. And then obviously there's going to be pressure on us to try to sell you what's in the case. So we've disrupted that. Now we give a warranty. The retail chain stores sell you a warranty. Most of the local stores will say, we'll take care of you, but it's not a stated in writing warranty. So our disruption is, well, what can we offer that none of the other stores do? So we do a lifetime warranty that's free. And we amped it up about 2 years ago and joined a nationwide network of independent jewelers. So anywhere you go in the country, there's another jeweler that will do all the same free lifetime repairs.
Oh, wow.
You buy a ring from us, and you move to Virginia and it needs to be sized, there's a jeweler in Virginia that will do it for free just like you bought it from them. Then custom. Custom is a big deal. We do a lot of custom.
Yeah, people want unique. They want their own.
Unique, right?
Yeah.
Well, what if you're a guy that's in here by himself? You want to propose. You want to make something unique. You have no idea if she's going to like it. Typically, the girl will love it because you designed it.
Yeah.
But, peace of mind is huge when you're buying something sight unseen. So we've actually just launched a new program, just started it last week. 1 year exchange on custom-made bridal.
Oh, wow.
It's the only store in town. It's probably one of the only stores in the nation. I've never heard of it. But let's do a lot of custom. Okay, great. Let's give a lifetime warranty. Okay, great. What can we do that no one else is doing? If we make a custom engagement ring based on your taste and it swirls this way and it's got rubies on the side, that's yours to keep. That's the old mindset in the jewelry business. So let's disrupt that. So now bridal, and we're starting it with just bridal. Bridal, you come in, you design something, you're not positive she's going to love it. Doesn't matter. If
Yeah.
she doesn't, she can come in and design something different. Full purchase credit towards the next item. Definitely the only store doing that. So
Yeah, huge peace of mind, I imagine, for a lot of people.
Oh, absolutely.
No risk on them.
no
Some
risk
risk
on
on you, but
Yeah, we'll take all the risk, but only because we do want that peace of mind. And again, because it's so often that the girl loves it because you designed it. My wife owned a jewelry store when I was proposing, and I said to her foolishly, I said, "Well, of course you're going to want to come in and pick your ring, right?" She said, "No, I want you to design it."
yeah,
And I was like, "Well, what if she doesn't like it?" And in the end, I designed it. It wasn't exactly what she would have designed for herself, but she loved it because I designed it.
yeah,
And so we know that's the case most of the time. If every second or third custom was exchanged, yeah, we'd have to re-examine the program. But same thing, if you're in real estate and everyone else is doing it this way, well, what can you do different? If you're in finance, if you're in insurance sales, it's more just what can I comfortably, and you got to think outside the box, not just outside of the jewelry box.
yeah,
Really, what can I do that no one else is doing in a way that's still a viable business for me, but will wow the customer? And so we're constantly thinking of what can we do that no one else is doing and is an advantage to the customer. It gives value to the customer. So in your own small business, it's crazy to think, okay, 1 year exchange on custom. I mean, I could lose my shirt, but you know what? Try it. Just try something different. You'd be pleasantly surprised. When we said, okay, well, we got to have live bridal in the showcases, and I said, no, let's just try it with the designer models. It's been hugely successful. One of the advantages to being a small business owner is you can pivot quickly.
yeah,
If something's not working, you can make changes. When you're in corporate and you say, okay, I want to start closing on Mondays, that's a huge process. It's got to go up the corporate chain. Everyone else has to be doing it. Small business owners have this, huge advantage where they can just say, I want to make a change.
yeah, and that's becoming so important now with the rapid change of technology and advances in several different things, right? To be able to change and, like you said, disrupt and be able to pivot, so that either you always have that competitive edge or you're not falling behind.
Correct. Yeah. And if you're one of the first ones to establish, a certain market product or a certain market service, everyone else that does it afterwards, you're still going to be the first one thought of. So, put yourself out there. Just think outside the box, like I said, and really, don't go, well, we can't do that because of this. Well, why can't we? And instead of we can't do that because, why can't we do that? That's a big mindset that will really help you grow your business.
Yeah, that's great. I want to get some shots of some of these cases. You can walk around and explain.
So, we try to group bridal somewhat where it makes sense. So this is all like halo, fancy halo, oval halo. Halos are super popular, so let's try to make it convenient where you can see all the different styles in one spot. Loose diamonds, so you can pick your diamond while you wait. A little bit of everything. We've got another section of bridal where this is all 3-stone rings, and then this is all kind of bypass and crisscross. The white leather section in the middle is kind of unique. This is all lab-grown diamonds. So the side diamonds are lab-grown, the center diamonds are lab-grown. Get a lot of people that are interested in lab-grown diamonds instead of earth mine diamonds, so we make sure we have something on hand for them. This case here is all straight line, more vintage, without halo. So, it's 2,500 bridal rings sounds a little bit overwhelming, but we're not going to just throw you into the store and say, pick something. We're going to take you to the area that makes sense for you. And then, of course, because we have so many couples that come back year after year, we make sure we have anniversary gifts, we have birthday gifts, we have, Friday gift in case you're feeling inspired. But we keep some beautiful collection of colored stone items, necklaces, pendants, earrings, diamond fashion. So no matter what the occasion is, we're always going to have something on hand where you can really wow your significant other.